Hello, welcome to Linda's Points of View. It's nice to see you. I'm Linda Morelli. And if you're interested in subscribing to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell. We would love to have some input from you on dating over 50. Today's topic is the various dating apps and paid versus non-paid. So we're going to talk just a little bit about this. I have chosen to go the non-paid route. I have done both, and I've experienced luck with both and not such great luck with both. For me, as a single mom who works in social work, it's not fiscally feasible for me to pay for these dating sites. It's just not. It can get very expensive. So I utilize the free ones. However, that's not to say that paying is bad. There are some people who have the philosophy that if you don't pay, you're not taking it seriously. And I've actually seen it in profiles written. If you're not a paid member, then you're not taking this seriously, so don't even bother trying to communicate. I find that a little bit limiting and kind of rude, actually. So I wouldn't be interested in knowing someone like that to begin with. But let's talk about this. So Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, Hinge, and Tinder, and I think Bumble are free sites. Oh, and Facebook dating. I use OkCupid and Plenty of Fish regularly. Plenty of Fish is the best. It is easy to use. They make it available for communication. The only thing you can't see are likes, but you can send instant messages to people right off the bat. You don't have to jump through a bunch of hoops. The only thing I don't like about Plenty of Fish is you cannot block someone until you've had communication. And that I find to be challenging, because I've gone on Plenty of Fish and I've seen people that work for me on there. I've seen people I grew up with. I've seen exes on there, and I just want to block them. I don't want them to see me, and you can't do it until there's a message that has been sent. That's the only thing I don't like about Plenty of Fish. OkCupid, you can block anybody at any time, but you kind of have to do the swipe right thing, and then it matches you that way, and then you can send messages back and forth. Otherwise, unless you're a paid member, when you send a message to someone, they might not see it. They might not even know that the message is there. They kind of make you jump through a bunch of hoops to figure out when someone's liked you, because that's also a paid feature. Every now and then they'll tease you a little bit and they'll give you a freebie look when somebody has liked you. But you have to swipe left a ton before you find someone that's interesting or that has sent you a message. So, OkCupid for me is challenging, but I still think it's pretty reasonable for free. And I've met lovely people on OkCupid. The other thing I really like about OkCupid is they have this question answer thing that they do, and it's in different categories, but it'll ask you all sorts of questions like, do you like oral sex? How many dates do you think you should go on before you have intimacy? Do you believe in God? Would you date someone who doesn't believe in God? All sorts of different things. And then if the other person also participates in the question answer part of it, it'll give a percentage of how much you fit together. And that's been kind of interesting. I like to go and read what people have to say and how they answer the questions. So I find that really fascinating, and I love it when people take the time to do that, because it can tell you a lot about somebody. And I'll find out what their political views are, what their spiritual views are sexually, if they are interested in meeting someone who have kids, things like that. And they ask some really, really good questions. So I enjoy that piece of the OkCupid. Hinge is new to me. It kind of feels like Tinder, but they talk about how they don't want you to stay. They want you to meet someone and move on. So I kind of like that, but I don't have a lot of experience. I'm just new to that one. And Tinder, although it's known for being a hookup site, my daughter met her husband. So I know that you can meet people there without being a hookup. I just don't quite feel comfortable with the swipe left, swipe right thing. It's more challenging for me. Facebook dating doesn't make sense to me. I can't quite figure it out, and I find it to be limited. There's not a lot of choices as far as searching for people, so I'm not quite sure how it works exactly. I can't really give it any good or bad reviews. All I can say is for me, it hasn't been very successful. I'm not enjoying that, so I'm not even on it very much. Every now and then I'll go back on it, and then I go back off and bounce back and forth. But Plenty of Fish and OkCupid I really like, and I'm gonna test out Tinder and Hinge, simply because I think that Tinder is no longer considered strictly just a hookup site any longer. So I'm interested in seeing if that's gonna be effective or not. I'd love to hear your thoughts. The paid dating sites, although Plenty of Fish and OkCupid do fall in that category, Match and eHarmony and Zoosk are the three that I've had personal experience with. I have found, though, that even on the paid ones, you're going to see guys that are over on the free ones. And, you know, oftentimes I'll go and I'll see the same guys on all of the dating sites. I believe Match and eHarmony will allow you to search, as does Zoosk, without paying, but you can't really communicate until you pay. But I think on Zoosk, under certain circumstances, you can communicate if you're not paid. I don't know what the guidelines are for that, because I just typically don't participate in the paid sites. I used to pay, and I was on Our Time as well. I found sites like Our Time, Christian Singles, or Christian Mingle, whatever, a lot of scams, a lot of fake profiles. So I just avoid those altogether. But Zoosk, Match, and eHarmony are, they're more above board. So you're probably going to find more legitimate people. Plenty of Fish, by the way, and OkCupid have a lot of scammers. So you need to understand what the warning signs are and then just block them or report them. The third option that people utilize are professional matchmakers. I highly advise not to even bother. They're very expensive, and I'm talking in the thousands of dollars. They do thorough background checks. They want to know your financials. They really do a lot of research on you. And then they're supposed to match you with somebody in your income level and your interests and all that. But I have a friend who paid thousands of dollars, and it was awful. She's in a higher income level, and they were hooking her up with men who were in a much lower income level, and they didn't have anything in common, and they couldn't participate in the same activities because she travels and has a very extensive social life, and they couldn't keep up with that. So I find that professional matchmakers are a waste of money, a waste of time, and they sound better than they really are. And I think that it's unfortunate because in my perfect world of dating, I think that having a professional matchmaker would be my heaven, because to be able to sit down and have a face-to-face conversation with someone and tell them about me and exactly what I'm looking for and who I am would be such a great option. But I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars to waste my money and my time. But I'd be interested to know, have any of you ever utilized a professional matchmaker, and what was that like for you? And if so, who was it? What are your experiences with the free sites? What are your thoughts? Do you have the philosophy that if you don't pay, you're not serious? I would love to hear some feedback from you. I would also welcome topic ideas. I think my next video is going to be about being a single parent and dating and making time to date. Also, in the over 55 category, I still have a child at home. She's a junior in high school, but a lot of the men my age, all of their kids are grown. So what's it like to date someone who might not have kids anymore? And are they maybe willing to compromise and date someone who does? So I welcome any feedback, any ideas, and I thank you for stopping by and visiting my channel. Have a great day and be well.